Lick number 115. What this is ending up kind of developing into is playing a solo. I did this once before, a blues solo to a 1-4-5 progression. Then I broke it down. So this is kind of working out that I'm going to use that 114 lick as the part of the solo you can play for the 1 chord for the first 4 bars, even though it goes to the 4 chord in this laid-back blues progression, even though it goes to the 4 chord on measure 2 and then back to the 1 chord. We're just going to go with what I gave in the previous lick, number 114, as what to play for the first 4 measures. I'm going to go into what we can do for the 4 chord, and we're keeping this very basic. I'm going to stay on the blues scale that I showed in lick number 114. And so for the lick for today, that's going to go with the 4 chord. I'm going to do a repetitive thing also again, where I'm going to do it in the lower octave, and then I'm going to do an octave higher, play the same thing for the 2 measures of the 4 chord. So here's the lick. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hit 1 clunker in there. Let me do it one more time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll be played during the 4 chord. Here I'll play the progression and just play it just when the 4 chord comes in. So during that measure, and then this is the 2nd measure, and 3rd measure, and then the 4th measure, we're going to be playing. I'll wrap this up later, but here's the what I was trying to get in saying there was during those first 4 bars, we'll be doing the lick that we did, basically playing the blues scale in the 2 different octaves ascending and then 2 octaves descending that we did in lick number 114, as I mentioned earlier today. So again, this is all based on the G minor blues scale. It's almost the G pentatonic scale, G minor pentatonic. Form 1, except that we're adding the sharp 4 or flat 5 in between the 4th and 5th degree. So here's how we play this lick for today. Again, this will be for the 4 chord. All down picks. I'm going to zoom in on my left hand here because we're just going to use all down picks for this. So we're in the 3rd position. And the 3rd finger's on the 5th fret of the 5th string. You don't have to, but it might be a good idea to place down the 3 fingers, 1st finger, 2nd finger, 3rd finger, so we can go and just lift on the way down. You can play them separate if you want to like that, but a lot of times holding things down in preparation is a good idea. So anyways, so the first note you're going to play is the 5th fret of the 5th string with the 3rd finger. Again, all down picks. That's why I'm not bothering trying to get my right hand in here. So that's your first note. 2nd note, that's the, in relation to the 4 chord that we're going to, that's the 2nd degree of the 4 chord. And we're going to just chromatically approach to the root of the 4 chord, which is going to be on the 3rd fret. So again, that first note is 5th fret, 5th string, 3rd finger. Then we're going to go to the 2nd finger, 4th fret, 5th string, and then the 3rd fret, 5th string, 1st finger. Then we're going to use, that's the root. Then we're going down, this is the flatted 7th in relation to the 4 chord, which works nice with the chord. So that's the 6th string, 6th fret with the 4th finger. Then we're going back to the root of the 4 chord, which is the 1st finger, 3rd fret, 5th string. And then hitting that flat 7 note again, which is the 6th fret of the 6th string, 4th finger. So the whole lick on the lower octave is Now we can add some vibrato like this on a few different notes. So I'm putting vibrato at my pauses. So on that note there, which is the root, that's the flatted 7. That's our root again. So we're putting the vibrato on the root twice, and then we end on the flatted 7. And I'm adding vibrato there too. So there's vibrato on 3 different notes. I'll write that in the tablature also. Then we're going to go to the higher octave. So now the first finger will be on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. First finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string. All down picks again. So that's our, let's see, in relation to the 4. That's our 2nd degree in relation to the 4 chord. So that note there first, then the 6th fret, 4th finger, 3rd string. That's, again, this is the chromatic approach to the root of the 4 chord. So we had this, and this is our root of our 4 chord, and that's the 5th fret of the 3rd string with the 3rd finger. We can add vibrato to that one. So then we're going to play the flatted 7 in relation to the 4 chord. That's on the 3rd fret, 3rd string. Then we're going back to our root on the 5th fret with the 3rd finger of the 3rd string. A little vibrato on that one again. And then back to our flatted 7 on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, 1st finger, vibrato on that one. So again, we have very basic, easy stuff here. So the first lick, the beginning, from the beginning of the lick, the lower octave was, then a repeat of that at the higher octave, and then to end the lick, we're going to go to the 1 chord after this. So I'm going to play to get us to our root of the 1 chord. We don't always have to end up on the roots of these chords, but it is a strong tone, and when you're beginning, it's not a bad idea to bring out the sound of the tone center of each of the chords. Other chord tones, the 3rds or the 5ths, flatted 7th, are other good places to pause or whatever. And in actuality, when you're doing this and you're improvising, once you kind of get the basic ideas of this, a lot of times you're just using you're following your ear with this anyways, and we're not overthinking things. But I do like to include a little bit of the theory of this as we're going through this. So that was that second part of the lick. That takes up a measure, by the way, also. So the first part, that's the first measure of the 4 chord, and then that's the second measure of the 4 chord. Now, then again, we're adding this to end on our root of the 1 chord, because we're going to the 1 chord after this. So all I'm doing for that, to add to this at the end, as a little bit of a tag to get to the 1 chord, is playing the 5th fret of the 3rd string with the 3rd finger, and then the 3rd fret of the 3rd string with the 1st finger. So we had, and then finishing with the root of the 1 chord, which is our G note, and that's the 5th fret of the 4th string with the 3rd finger. So that last little tag at the end is, so the whole lick is 1. Oh, by the way, this is played with a triplet feel, so it's like a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Then the octave higher. And then our little tag at the end to bring us back to the 1 chord vibrato on that last one there. I'll include again the vibrato and have this stuff in the tablature available on my website, bobporri.com. There's a 365 page I have, and if you scroll down to the bottom of whatever number you're on, scroll to that lick, and there's a little button for a link for the tab, at the end, and at the end of there's a link to the video, to this video, and then there's a link to the tablature also. So I'm going to play through the progression and use the lick I used for 114 and for the first 4 measures, and then our new lick for the 4 chord, our 115 lick that I just showed today. Three and a 4 and a. Finish out the progression with a little improv. Okay, so I'm purposely trying to keep this basic just to give you ideas of how to put these licks together. So anyways, that should cover it for today for lick number 115.